Why King Nebuchadnezzar spent 7 years eating grass as an animal. According to the Bible, Book of Daniel, chapter 4, King Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon had a dream in which he saw a tree that reached heaven and provided food and shelter for all creatures. However, a holy watcher announced that the tree would be cut down and the king would be driven away from human society and live like a wild animal for 7 periods of time until he acknowledged that the Most High is sovereign over all kingdoms on earth and gives them to anyone he wishes. The dream troubled the king, but he ignored the warning and continued to boast about his own power and glory. As a result, he was struck with madness and driven from his palace to live among the beasts of the field, eating grass like an ox, and his body became covered in hair like feathers. After 7 years had passed, the king finally lifted his eyes to heaven and acknowledged the sovereignty of God. His sanity was restored, and he praised God, saying, "Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and exalt and glorify the King of heaven, because everything he does is right, and all his ways are just. And those who walk in pride, he is able to humble." The story of King Nebuchadnezzar eating grass like an animal is, therefore, a symbolic representation of his pride and arrogance being brought low by divine punishment and his eventual recognition of the sovereignty of God. Nebuchadnezzar's punishment was a severe one. He was driven away from human society and forced to live as an animal, consuming grass like an ox. This serves as a poignant metaphor for the consequences of unchecked pride and arrogance. It is a reminder that no one is above the laws of nature or the consequences of their actions. In our own lives, let us reflect on this lesson. Have we allowed our accomplishments to inflate our egos? Have we overlooked the importance of empathy and compassion towards others? It is in moments of self-reflection that we can identify areas where we might need to course-correct and realign our values. But the story doesn't end there. After 7 years of living like an animal, Nebuchadnezzar finally humbled himself and lifted his eyes to heaven. He acknowledged the sovereignty of a higher power and realized that true strength lies in recognizing our own limitations. It was in this act of surrender that he found redemption. Likewise, in our own lives, we can find solace and growth by embracing humility. We can strive to recognize that there is something greater than ourselves at work. Whether it's a belief in a higher power, the interconnectedness of all living beings, or the universal forces that shape our existence, acknowledging our place in the grand scheme of things can be profoundly transformative. By cultivating humility, we open ourselves up to learning, growth, and a deeper understanding of the world around us. We become more receptive to the perspectives and wisdom of others, fostering collaboration and connection. Humility allows us to approach challenges with grace, knowing that even in our successes, we are always students of life. Let the story of King Nebuchadnezzar be a reminder to us all. Let it serve as a call to examine our own lives and attitudes. May it inspire us to embrace humility, recognize our own limitations, and appreciate the power of acknowledging something greater than ourselves. In doing so, we can find true fulfillment and contribute positively to the world around us. Remember, humility is not a sign of weakness. It is a testament to our strength of character. It is through humility that we can rise above our limitations and achieve greatness not only for ourselves, but for the betterment of humanity as a whole. May the story of King Nebuchadnezzar remember us of how dependent we are from the Lord and give us comfort to know He looks over us.
Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing and sharing with your loved ones.